Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It is time for your final say on yesterday's 1-0 defeat to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I thought I'd come on this live and just do it live. So hopefully we can get a few of your thoughts and opinions as I'm speaking as well. Just before we go any further, as always, make sure you like the video. It helps get it out there a little bit more as well. And please subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and make sure that you get all of your thoughts and opinions in the chat as we go on. Obviously, Leeds United losing out 1-0 to Chelsea yesterday. A result which, for me, on reflection, feels like a really big missed opportunity. And look, Chelsea, a world-class side on paper. They've got a lot of really good attacking talent, and they've also got a great backline as well. But I feel like the pressure that was on Graham Potter, the pressure from the fans, the pressure from the board, the fact that the players in some games that I've watched of Chelsea this season don't look like they're playing for him, don't understand his ideas. I thought it was a real opportunity to go there and cause them a little bit of frustration. I did feel that they were pretty much there for the taking. And I'll be completely honest with you guys, for the first half an hour of the game, I felt that Leeds didn't turn up. And I wouldn't say the occasion got the better of them, but I think we kind of showed Chelsea a little bit too much respect. You know, at the end of the day, they're what, 9th, 10th in the league at the minute. It's not like it's Chelsea who are on a title charge or current European champions like they were a few years ago. You know, they're in absolute disarray and turmoil at the minute. And yeah, Leeds United, 17th in the league up against 10th. You would say on paper that Chelsea should have won that game from their perspective. And the way that their fans are celebrating this, it's almost as if they've won the league. But I'll be honest, I don't think Graham Potter's completely out of the woods. I just think he's bought himself a little bit more time. But yeah, like I say, I think we did show them a little bit too much respect in the opening stages. We got better as it went on in the first half. I felt we finished the first half the stronger side. I thought we were creating a lot more as passing was a little bit better. We're keeping hold at ball a little bit better as well. But still, just that lack of clinical edge in front of goal, I think, let us down. We'll just get into some comments that I've just dropped in. Frustrating with the lack of being clinical in front of goal. 1 goal in our last 5 games. Getting worried now about the remainder of the season. Yeah, I mean, that's my next point that I was just about to come on to, so we will get into that, Skip, but thanks for your comment there. Let's get into some others. Hill football, we're terrible in the final third. Yeah, can't disagree on that. Shelley, really disappointed with the performance yesterday and back to not being able to pass. Luckily, a few results have gone for us this weekend. Yeah, obviously, Brighton hammering West Ham is good for this weekend, but obviously, up next at Ellen Road, we've got Brighton. So, yeah, that is slightly concerning for me. But in terms of the teams that are in and around us, West Ham have lost. Obviously, Everton drew today, and I will be coming on to Everton in a little bit. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. But yeah, as you say, I was really disappointed yesterday, but I feel like having stewed on it a little bit more today, I'm a little bit more frustrated. I can't lie. Like I say, I think it was a really missed opportunity. Jerry's in the building. It's back to 2004, I am afraid. The board always cock it up. 1974, 82, 91, 92, 2004 and 2023. Every time this club promises something, the board cock it up. We won't come straight back, that's for sure. I think I'm of a similar opinion there, mate. I really am. I think certain sections of the fan base just think that if Leeds go down, that we'll have a lot of money, we'll be able to bring players in, etc. But I mean, it'll be a big clear out. I think there'll be a lot of our most senior internationals, the likes of Koch, Adams, Aronson, McKennie will probably go back to Juve. Christensen will probably go. Llorente will leave on a permanent. Rodrigo, even Bamford, I think, could probably leave. Ruta, it would be absolutely shambolic from a business standpoint if Leeds United do get relegated. But I'm not of the mindset that we're going to get relegated just yet. But yeah, I am a bit worried. I can't lie. David's in the building as well. I think Gracia hasn't got us working yet. Yeah, I'll be coming on to that in just a bit, mate. But yeah, overall, I have been impressed under him. But I think yesterday was a little bit of a reality check that we maybe need moving forward. I know that sounds a bit daft, but I think we could maybe need a result like that to really get his asses into gear, so to speak. Hill football. Thought Liverpool win a 7-0. I mean, yeah, that has made my weekend a little bit better. I cannot lie. Man United fans are in absolute turmoil at the minute, aren't they? They only won the League Cup last week and the fans are leaving Anfield early. But I know it's a bad game for them. I understand that, but it just shows the levels of support. Manjit's in the building. We can't score, get worried, feel that the only thing that will save us will be the goal difference being better. Yeah, that's a really good point. I think at the minute our goal difference is better than Everton's by 8, which is a positive to take out of the situation at the minute. Obviously, I was keeping an eye on the Forest Everton game earlier. Yeah, big thank you to Brennan Johnson for helping us out there. But it's getting to that point in season now, though, isn't it, where we're starting to look at other results. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Hill football's back again. Most players will leave if we go down. Yeah, just covered that. I think it'll be a mass clear out. Skip's in the building. Think 37 points will keep us up. Seems so far anyway. Yeah, I mean, me, my dad, and my uncle, we did a little league table sort of thing. I think it was after the Everton game where everyone was just so depressed. And my dad said, right, let's just try and work out how. I think from the games Leeds have left, obviously, I was reeling off the teams in which we've got, and he was saying, right, is it a win? Are we drawing that one? Is it? And I think I had us down to get another 13 points at that point. So obviously, and I actually said that Leeds would draw against Southampton, but we went and won that one. I did say that we would get beat yesterday, though, and that did happen. But I was still quietly confident of Leeds getting something in yesterday's game. I really was. But yeah, I think another 13 points would have us on 35. So yeah, not too far off you skip there. But I think it's so tight at the bottom of the league, which again is another point which I've noted down on my phone here, in which that I'd like to discuss as well. Jason's in the building. Evening, Charlie. Sorry I'm late. No worries, mate. No dramas. At least you're here now, eh? Hope you're doing good, Jason, mate. Big supporter of the channel is Jason. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, Johnson. Yeah, big thank you to Brennan Johnson and Nottingham Forest. We'll just read off this last comment before I get into my next point. Enzio, frustrating as we're not that far off, but it's that final ball and finishing that at the moment is letting us down. We look a lot more compact and solid now, though. Yeah, I'd agree. I think defensively, apart from the corner that led to the Chelsea goal, I think Leeds were quite good defensively. And I think, like you've just said there, I can see a plan there, and I can see that it isn't far off from 100% clicking. But this league is not forgiving at all, and if you get chances in games at this level, you have to be taking most of the. Anyway, look, I'm not expecting Leeds United to go and win every single week, but at least get a little bit of consistency would be nice. So obviously, I have said that I think it was a huge missed opportunity, and I do stand by that. Now, my next point is, why can't we be more clinical? So a few of you have already mentioned it in the chat there. We're missing Rodrigo massively, and I never thought I would say this, but the fact that Rodrigo has scored the goals that he has been clinical. Whenever he gets a chance, he at least gets it on target. It took Leeds United until the 91st minute to get an effort on target, and that was Elan Mellier from a corner. So that just shows you at the minute that whether it's tactically, whether it's confidence, mentality issues, Bamford hasn't been great of late, but we didn't even have him on the bench yesterday because he's made of biscuits once again and has picked up a knock, I think. A leg problem, I think I saw on Twitter. So, there's something not working in an attacking sense. I think it's a lack of composure and clinical edge in the final third. I think Somerville, there were times yesterday where the ball was just getting under his feet. Final pass was just off. Harrison, worst player on the pitch, proper slows the momentum down when Leeds United are on the counter-attack. The fact that Willie Gnonto did not start the game, and Mark Rocker as well in midfield for the progressive balls up the pitch. Gnonto came on and eclipsed everything that Jack Harrison had done in the whole entirety of the game. And when Harrison does eventually come off, we bring Sam Greenwood on instead of Mark Rocker. For me, it just blew my mind. Aronson, poor again. Ruter did have a bad game, and I will say that, but I will caveat that and say that the lack of service he had was just, a real lack of service in itself. I think every time he got hold of the ball, I think he tried to do a little bit too much, in my opinion. Step overs in centre circle when there's about 3 or 4 Chelsea players around him and just ready to take the ball off him. And look, I just feel like we need to start doing shooting practice more in training because, like you say, we get into those areas, but it's just that final pass or that shot. It's just not working. It was the same at Fulham. The Fulham game, I was a little bit more forgiving in the sense of that it was a cup game, obviously. And secondly, Fulham are a decent side, especially at home. But we went there and our all-round play was very good. But again, the clinical edge, the passing, keeping hold of the ball, it was just slightly off on that night, but we could take positives going into Chelsea. And then yesterday, like I've already said, I feel like we started the game off poorly. I think we showed them a bit too much respect. And I'm just completely baffled with why we cannot convert chances at the minute. And it sounds like an obvious thing to say, but if you can't score goals in this league, you're not going to win many games, are you? And we're running out of games now. 13 games left. Yeah, it sounds like a lot. But it's, yeah. We're running out of games, aren't we? Let's just be real there. Let's go back up here. Hill football. We need to get better at corners. That should help. Let's just corner kicks. Again, work on it in training. They must know Aronson and Jack Harrison cannot take corners. Get them off them. Someone else needs to learn how to kick a dead ball into a box. And again, I'm not saying that we're going to score every single time, but get it in the box. Give yourself the best chance of scoring from a set piece. Everton, famous for set pieces. They're not great in overall play. They're not. We saw that against us. But they're good at set pieces. They've got those players that can get in the box and can be effective. They've got people who can whip a ball into a box. I know. Mind-blowing. Hill football, I can't wait for Rodrigo and Sinisterra. Yeah, me too. I think they're probably two of our more composed, clinical finishers on form. Mark's in the building. Rutter and Jack on big money. Would not pay them out in dishwashers. They're a disgrace to the Leeds badge. Don't blame the manager. We need Rodrigo and Cine back. I mean, I can understand why you're maybe not happy with them both yesterday, but I wouldn't go as far as to say they're a disgrace to the Leeds badge. I think that's a bit too far. I can understand your frustration there. And if that's your opinion, then that's fair enough. It's subjective, but they were both poor. Like 100%. I completely agree. And yeah, obviously, we do need Rodrigo and Sinisterra back as soon as possible. Enzio's back again, snatching at chances and also the final ball slightly off. So comes with confidence and winning. We just need a few wins, but not sure where it's coming from at the moment. Jack agreed, needs dropping. Yeah, 100%. And like I say, mate, I think we get ourselves into some really good areas, but that final shot, that final pass, we either overhit it or underhit it, or it's just sloppy. We can't control the ball sometimes. I just think it's really often. Yeah. A question for people in the chat. How many more wins do you think we actually need to stay in the Premier League? I'm going 5. 4 or 5, and I genuinely cannot see where those wins are coming from at the minute. And yes, Jack Harrison does need dropping. Saying Charlie Y. Greenwood on. Yeah, who knows, mate? Who knows? Rutter is getting better according to Skip, but he needs to stop attempting turns and flicks when the easy pass is on. Yeah, that's what I was just saying there. And the step overs as well, mate. In the centre circle, just in areas where it's not needed. That's why he kind of strikes me as a bit of a wide player rather than being up front. But yeah, I completely agree there. I will just get into a few more of your comments, and then I'm just going to get on to my next point. Apologies if I don't get through all of them. Didn't think Rutter was bad at all. Tough job for the lad and felt he had much more threat than Bamford for sure. Yeah, 100%. When's Cine back? Good question, Shelley. I'd say probably after the international break now. I feel like I don't really want to rush him back in all honesty. So yeah. When Melia was the only one who had a goal on target, it says everything. We was SHIT, I will say. Yeah, exactly, mate. That just proves the whole point, doesn't it, about being clinical. Cine is good, but he's always injured. Yeah, I can see the point there. Pretty much all season, so we can't rely on him coming back, to be honest. Yeah, I can see your point there, but I think when he's fit, I think he can be a real game changer for us, 100%. So yeah, I was reading through your comments. So yeah, Romero, not enough danger coming from the wings. Yeah, 100%. Just before I get into my next point, guys, there's 31 of you in the building. This is really, really overwhelming. I really do appreciate all of the support on this. Make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel and get all of your comments in. I do apologise if I don't get through all of them. I've just got a few points that I want to make. So another point that I just want to make. Have we seen improvements under Javi Gracia? For me, we have. But I can understand why people are sort of questioning it a bit after yesterday's performance. I think, like I said, I think it's brought us back down to earth a little bit yesterday. But I think I've seen enough in Southampton and Fulham to say that I have confidence that he's capable of getting us out of it in terms of him setting the team up in the correct way. But it's those players on the pitch, isn't it? Is it confidence? Is it mentality? Is it just the lack of quality that Leeds United have? I would argue that we actually have a better quality side than Everton. But on the flip side, at the minute, I would fancy Everton to stay up over Leeds as it stands now. I know I said I'm not saying Leeds will go down yet, and I'm not. But right at this minute in time, I think, I know Everton drew earlier, but the bits of that game in which I watched, I thought was really good. So I don't know. And yeah, look, another point. I'm just reading my notes on my phone here as we go along. How tight it is at the bottom of the league at the minute. I think it's something like 6 points that separates bottom and 12th. So I think there's a lot of teams in this dogfight at the minute, which is a positive for us in that it isn't just down to like us and Everton as an example. I know a lot of people will focus on that, which I will in a bit because I'll be talking through Everton's next few fixtures in a little bit. But yeah, I'm starting to panic a little bit. Not about us actually being able to get out of it in a way, but just the fact that we just can't seem to score goals. I just don't get it. Dave Brown Jr. Reuter is not good enough for Leeds. Bit of a hot take, but fair shout. Skipped back in. Cock and Verba definitely starting to become a good centre-back pairing. Yeah, 100%. I don't think Cooper even gets back in when fit, in all honesty. If you're new to the channel, I'll just let you know that I am not Cooper's biggest fan. Let's just put it that way. But if he plays well, then I'll obviously say that he has. But I think at the minute, Cock and Verba, you're not doing that. 6. All right, yeah. How many games? 6 more wins, Shelley. Who are they coming against? Hill Football has gone for 6 wins for him as well. David, we need to give Perkins a go. Yeah, I mean, given the predicament we're in, I think we need a little bit more experience than that, but I can understand that. 7-0 to Liverpool made my day watching Scum get beat. Yeah, winning away at Anfield in a white kit is not for everyone, is it? Only Real Madrid and Leeds United have done it so far this season. Just trying to flash a few more of your comments up, guys. Bournemouth, Wolves, Leicester, West Ham, Palace, all winnable games. I'm confident we can beat these. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more wins. And I would agree with that at the minute. Whether that will happen, I'm not too confident. I can't lie. No, Perkins too young. Yeah, I agree. Skips back. Forest, Palace, Wolves, Bournemouth, Leicester are winnable. Yeah, I think that's who is it just said there. Manji, 18 points needed, wins and a few draws. I can't lie. I can't see us getting another 18 points. I really can't. Forest at home, we should be winning. Yeah, 100%. That's a Tuesday night game. Is that? I will be there. I am a season ticket holder in the South Stand. For those of you that don't know. Yes, we got defensive. Yeah. Don't blame the manager. No, I am not blaming Javi at all in this. I am really not. I'm just throwing that question out there as a question because I've seen a few people speaking about it on Twitter today. I don't think yesterday was on him at all. I really don't. I think it's literally just down to a lack of quality in the final third. 100%. For sure, improved a lot, Charlie. For me, just need that final ball and finishing, like we all know. Yeah, I agree. Defensive improvements, yeah, 100%. 20th to 12th, it's so close. Yeah, exactly. I think it's about 6 points, which, 2 wins in a row for Leeds and we could be 12th. Like, that's literally just how it's working at the minute, innit? Mark, anyway, Brighton is a good side. How far? Apologies. How far are we off getting Rodrigo back in Cine? I think Rodrigo is either just before the international break or at least the game after, and I think Sin is probably going to be after the international break as well. Just trying to get through more of your comments. By the way, guys, really big shout out to everyone that's in the chat and is giving me something to talk about. Really do appreciate it. Manji, what worries me? Leeds got the fight. Have Leeds got the fight to stay in the Premier League with these players? Again, that's a question of mentality there, isn't it? And I feel like in the big games where Leeds need a win and all the pressure is on them, I feel like they've buckled. They buckled at Goodison Park. I'm not saying they buckled yesterday, but they buckled away at Everton. They buckled against Fulham at home and they buckled against Leicester away as well, which were very winnable games at the time. So yeah, I do question that a bit as well. We'll keep it going for another 10-15 minutes, guys. And we've just got a few more points to get through, and then we'll literally just have a chat in the comments. So who do I think will go down at the minute? Now, this brings us on to my next point. So I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Just going to share my screen with you. Right, okay. So if you can see that, obviously, Everton have just drawn to Forest today. And if you just look at the next 4 games there, Everton have got Brentford next week, whereas we have Brighton, which I think are 2 similar games, if that makes sense. Like, I think both teams are very vulnerable in both games that they've got next week. Then they've got Everton on the same weekend that we play against Wolves. Sorry, they've got Chelsea away. Sorry. Everton have got Chelsea away and we've got Wolves away. For me, that weekend in particular, Leeds need to be targeting it. We need to be 100% targeting that weekend as to get ahead of Everton because Wolves are in a similar state at the minute, aren't they? Whereas obviously Chelsea, again, I just hope that Everton don't go there and get the win because we couldn't. So if Everton can take advantage and get Graham Potter sacked and we couldn't, then that will really irk me, I can't lie. And then on the weekend of the 1st of April, Leeds have Arsenal away and Everton have got Tottenham at home. So again, similar levels of games. And then this one for me is the big one. Obviously, we play Nottingham Forest at home on the 4th. And then Everton, a few days later, have Man United on the same day that we have Crystal Palace. Again, another few fixtures. For me, Forest and Palace for Leeds United that week are our 2 biggest games this season in terms of how important they are for me. I'm just gonna remove that now. Yeah. So yeah, I think they are our 2 biggest games of this season, 100%. You know, if Scum can do us a favour at Old Trafford on that day, and we can beat Palace, you know, and obviously we'll have Forest in between Everton's games against Spurs and Man United. So again, make it count, get in front of them, make Everton SHIT themselves for that Man United game away. I think you'll probably see some crazy results in some games this season. I think you really will. But at the end of the day, it's about who wants it more. And I just hope to God that Leeds United want it more. I really do. But who do I think will go down? That was the question. That wasn't it. That was the point I was making. Like I said earlier, I think at the minute, I know I'm saying that Leeds should be taking advantage of our games over Everton's games when we're both playing at the same time, but I just don't know if we've got the bottle. I think in the big game moments this season, in the must-win games, we've not won them. We just haven't. Southampton was a must-win, and we got that win. I'll give them that. I think Everton there was more pressure on the Everton game, in my opinion, and we absolutely buckled. Probably worst performance of the season. So I'm not confident on the bottle of this Leeds United squad. I'm really not. Let's get into some more comments. Mark Hemingway, do you think Rocker should be on the field instead of McKennie, or one playing 45 than the other? I'll be honest, mate. I think neither. I think they should both be on the pitch at the same time. I think I think 4-3-3 is our best formation at the minute. I think with Tyler Adams sitting slightly deeper, helping the back four out, Mark Rocker on the left, Weston McKennie on the right. And then my best front three when everybody's fit at present would probably be Nonto, Rodrigo, and Cine. I think Somerville's been bang average of late. So yeah. Skip. Think with Adams, McKennie, Rockers, our midfield three, we lack a creative playmaker. They are all similar. Interesting. I'm not sure I agree with that. It's a valid point though. And I get what you mean. I think Mark Rocker's slightly different in terms of his passing ability. I think he's more of a progressive passer of the ball. But yeah, I can understand your thinking there 100%. Hill football's back again. We need to win some away games. We're terrible away. Yeah, we've only won one game away from home this season, and ironically, it was something that Man United couldn't do today away at Anfield. We need to create some daylight between us, and some of those at the bottom scares me. Yeah, as our final four fixtures: Man City, Newcastle at home, which I'm on holiday for actually, so I'll be missing that one, unfortunately. Then West Ham away and Spurs at home. That is shocking as a last run of games. I don't think it'll go down to the wire this season like it did last season. I don't. I think we'll know our fate with about 2 games left, I think, after the Newcastle game. I really do. Which I hope not, because I'll be on holiday for that. So at least I'll be able to drown my sorrows, I guess. I'll be in Gran Canaria. We need to create... Oh, I've just read that comment. Rocco's taking corner plus good at... Yeah. I think anybody on corners that can just get a ball into the box would be lovely. Won 5 games all season, disgrace. Yeah, can't disagree. Adams' form has dropped. Harvey should have brought Rocker on. Yeah, that's a very interesting point. I've seen a lot of people saying similar of late. Yeah, I think his passing has always been a little bit off, in fairness. I think he's more of a interceptor and is more of a tackler and an interceptor of play, breaks up the play well, and then gives it to Rocker and let him do all the technical passing. But yeah, I can fully appreciate that comment. I can. Matt Bradley's in the building as well. There are points to take on any game. Those around us will fancy points against us. Who put you to lose by 7 today? Yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, there are points to take in any of our games. I really believe that. But like I keep saying, I just hope we've got the bottle, because there's going to be, like I just said, that week in April, Forest at home and Crystal Palace at home, back to back. We need to be getting 6 points from them games. I have to. I'm not having 4 or whatever. Yeah, obviously I would take 4, but at the end of the day, we need all 6 points in those 2 games. We do. I think that could be make or break, really, from that point on. We've still got to play against Liverpool at home as well, who are coming into their own a little bit, as we've seen this afternoon. I don't think it'll be another victory against them, I'm afraid. I see progress at the minute. We're not going to a 3 down early like with last 2 managers. Yeah, I think that's the one. But again, that's frustrating to me, the fact that we're not getting battered. We're in games a lot, but it's just that final ball, that clinical edge. We just don't have it at the minute. It's really frustrating. Rocker is not an 8 though. Doesn't have the engine for that. No, I think and I agree. I think McKenna is more of the 8. He said that's his preferred role in his first interview as a Leeds player. Box to box, helping out with assists and goals, but also tracking back to help out the defence as well. How did Harrison get? Yeah, Jack Harrison. Wow. I was at the point yesterday where I was saying we probably should have sold him when we had the chance. Deep down, do I mean that? Probably not. I'm just frustrated with him at the minute. Slows our momentum down 100%. There was a chance in the second half yesterday where I think Nonto had it on the left. He was driving at their fullback, and then he played Harrison in. It was a good ball, but again, he got trapped under his feet. It bounced off him, and he just slowed the momentum down. And Chelsea ended up having a chance up the other end within a few passes. I don't know again if it's his confidence at the minute, but it's just been really, really, really poor of late. I can't lie. Summer was probably most dangerous for me yesterday, to be fair to him. Just needs to produce and be more consistent. Yeah, I have to disagree with that. If I'm honest, I thought he was poor yesterday. I can't lie. I thought he was poor against Fulham as well. He has had a good season overall, though. I just think of late he's just maybe out of form. Like I say, guys, we'll go for another 10 minutes or so, and then I will need to shoot off. But again, big thank you to everyone that's in. I can see there's 52 of you in the building. Hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to Chatting Leeds as well. Plenty of content coming over the next few days as well. Previews, predicted 11s, your watch alongs for the away games, of course, as I do go to every home game. What was that comment there? Sorry. I know a lot don't like Greenwood, but he good at free. Yeah, but we've got more senior players than him at the minute mark who should be better at free kicks and corners. I understand your point, I do, but again, that's frustrating in itself that it's taking a young lad who should be still developing in the under 23s, maybe, is our best set piece taker. You know, even Nonto, I think, took one yesterday and he couldn't even beat the first man. It's laughable at times. I don't get excited whenever Leeds have a corner or anything now. I can't lie. Hi, I'm Peruvian. I like your channel. Thank you. Peruvian. Wow, mental. Thanks for joining. Just hoping things start clicking, and if they do, we could kick on. But it's all ifs and buts at the minute. Yeah, it is. It is, which is again, it is frustrating. 4 of Liverpool's goals fell for them nicely. When was our last real bit of luck for a goal? Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I sit and watch these other games, and I think, God, like I would, if I was a Liverpool fan tonight, I would be on cloud 9. Like just to see a dominant performance. I'm not even saying I want to win 7-0 or anything like that, but I say it to my uncle who I go to games with every week. I say just a nice 2 or 3-0. It'd just be nice just to see a nice dominant game where we're not in any major trouble and we just cruise to a win. But like I say, I can't remember. I think Chelsea this season at home when we beat them 3-0, ironically, was probably the smoothest game that we've had all season. All we are missing at the moment is something up front. Maybe it's Rodrigo and Def a bit of luck. Yeah, hopefully, once he's back fit. Jack always works hard, but he's not that quick as a winger who can't cross most of the time. Take a free kick or corner, so it's not really. Yeah, for me, he's just too inconsistent. Didn't Woba take set piece at his previous club? Another great point. Yes, he did. He did. But again, if it's a free kick in the attacking area where the centre backs go up, would you rather have your centre back taking the free kick or being in the box? You know, having a presence in the box. I think that's the hard question at the minute, isn't it? Same 3-0, yeah. The Scousers battering scum cheered me up. Yeah, it did me as well, mate. Watched the Liverpool game and everything pretty much went for them. Yeah. Did you see Redknapp comment on Gray saying he could be the best midfielder he's seen? I think Archie Gray is a child, isn't he? Let's be honest. Is what is he, 16, 17? Way too early to be introducing him at this level for me. Harrison can't keep starting. Yep, I agree. He isn't in my best starting 11 when everyone's fit. Oh, Harry Redknapp, you meant there, Mark? Yeah, yeah. Again, fair enough. If I'll just go back to that on about Archie Gray. Yeah, like I just said, Archie Gray is 16, 17 years old. I think it's too early for him to be coming in. Yeah, Light Hill football is 16 years old. He's been injured. Yeah, he has been injured, which for a young player, a lot could have crumbled at that, but fair play to him for getting back on the wagon. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to leave it there for today. Honestly, massive shout out to everyone in the chat. It's the first time I've ever really done a live stream like this where I've just sat and spoke for a bit. I'll be honest, I didn't expect to be on for this long, so really do appreciate it. I'll be doing more of these now. I think it's good to interact with everyone. So yeah, I'll be back at some point this week with another stream. I'm sure obviously you'll get your predicted 11 on Thursday, your preview on Friday, which I might do live actually, as I'll be at the game on Saturday, so there'll be no watch along for the Brighton game. I'll try and think of something that I can maybe come on and have a chat with you about during the week. But if you haven't already, go and smash that like button. It really helps get the video out there. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below if you're watching this after the live stream ends. People are saying thanks, Charlie, as ever. Thank you, Shelley, for joining. And Enzio, you've been great this evening. Really do appreciate all of your support, and Manji as well, and everybody else that's dropped a comment in as well. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.